Hey listeners, before we get into today's podcast, I just want to give a shout out to today's sponsor. And today's sponsor is Tiny & Sons Glass. Does your vehicle have cameras or driver's assist? If so, when your windshield is replaced, it will need to be recalibrated. What is recalibration? When your vehicle's windshield is replaced, the safety systems need to then be tested to ensure that they work with your new windshield. Some vehicles require static recalibration, and others require a dynamic recalibration. Not sure who to trust to take care of this recalibration for you? Well, just call Tiny & Sons Glass in Pembroke, Mass. They are experts in auto glass and registered company of the Auto Glass Safety Council. Plus, they make it easy. They will call your insurance company for you. Get your windshield replaced by their highly trained auto glass technicians. And get your vehicle recalibrated so you can be back on the road. Tiny & Sons Glass, keeping you and your family safe. Today's second sponsor is Omio. Omio is a travel booking platform that makes planning a journey in Europe and North America effortless. Just enter your travel details and Omio will magically give you all of your train, bus, flight, and ferry options for your journey. It's never been simpler to book your first real vacation for 2021. Best of all, using Omio saves you time and money. That's a win-win in our books. Omio wants to help you leave your house this summer by offering 5% off your next booking. Just head to omio.com, that's omio.com, and use the code LISTENER5 at checkout. Valid until June 30th for all new users and all modes of transportation. It's just the pick-me-up for 2021 that you need. Omio, plan, book, and love the journey. Terms and conditions may apply.
AKA stepping dog poop, and then I just left. Like I didn't say bye to anybody or anything, and like I've seen Jess since. She didn't say anything, so I was like, yeah, she was just as messed up.
I saw Jess in, it's Matt, right?
Matt, yep.
Yeah, here.
It's not Matt.
Her boyfriend's there?
Her boyfriend's.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's Matt.
That's Matt.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Matt, he's got a
Savage.
cool last name, Savage. Yeah. Matt
Yeah.
Savage. I wish I had a cool name.
His name's Matt?
Savage.
That is a pretty good one.
The redheaded kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were joking saying they had like a porn star name. Matt
I had a
Savage.
customer come in. She's getting married, and she had a perfectly good last name. She said, "Should I change my name to my husband's name?" And I'm like, first of all, no. As a divorced person, don't do that. And then I said, "Well, what's the last name?" She's like, "Paradise." I'm like, "Oh, well, you might be a porn star."
I was
then.
gonna say, yeah.
And she's like, "And I'm a teacher." I'm like, "Wait, what grade group do you teach?"
Oh,
And
Mrs.
Because
Paradise.
if you're like a 7th grade teacher, do not change your name. She's like, "I do kindergarten." I'm like, "Okay, that's probably safe enough." But yeah, keep your last
Our
name.
high
You're
school
fine.
vice
My best
principal was
friends.
Mr. Gay.
Mr. Gay, yep.
Yeah.
We had a Mr. Gay. We had a science teacher named Mr. Gay. Yep. I have one of my closest friends' last name is Paradise. Yeah.
I gotta wake later.
You what?
TikTok.
You're gonna still talk about this wake?
Yeah, I'm waiting to go. Let's go.
We're going. Welcome back to the Bar Talk Podcast. I am Andy of Inebriart. I am Jordan.
You're Jordan.
I'm Jordan by joined. Jesus, one.
So I guess I'm going
one
first.
sip. One sip. I was gonna go with Carl, but
Don't
I'm
you
gonna
Probably
know
bring
your
could have had
name?
3 sips.
I know.
Maybe Andy did have tequila shots before.
Did we do tequila shots and I blacked out already? I am joined by Jordan of Speedball Tavern.
What's up?
Karl Heine of New World Tavern.
Hello, everybody.
Or we're sitting.
In the building.
I'm out of
where
practice,
are
man.
we?
We haven't done this in a
It's
while.
written on the wall everywhere.
Dan Mahoney of Stats.
What's going on?
And Katy Thayer. I was going to say Finn. I knew that was wrong. Of Uva Wine Bar.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, and I'm sorry for everything that's about to happen.
Cheers.
So I don't think we really picked a topic. Are we going to talk wine? Is that...
Yeah,
Well, we're
should.
gonna talk about Katie's background and how she got into the business.
Okay. So you should ask
What kind of business she's in.
You should ask Katy some questions and stop looking at me.
I thought you were running the show.
I heard you have an appointment. So TikTok, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. I'm just going to dive in then.
Dive into it.
All right.
Take control.
I'm Katy Thayer. Let's see. I opened Uva Wine Bar with my best friend, Michelle Manware, 2 years ago. Our birthday's coming up this weekend, actually.
Congrats.
Thank you. Michelle and I have been friends for like 15 years. We have kids the same age. About 3 or 4 years ago, we went on a vacation to Grand Cayman together. And we went to a bar/liquor store that had these really super cool wine dispensers. And so, of course, we partook. And after a couple glasses of wine, we're like, oh my God, this would do so well on the South Shore. Everybody loves wine. You can self-serve wine. That's amazing. So we actually, came home, did a business plan, put it together. And now we have the only self-serve wine bar in.
And explain to everybody what a self-serve wine bar is.
Because I'm going to tell you, my first
Right.
impression when I heard it was coming to Plymouth, I'm like, that sounds a horrible idea.
Well, this is what it's like on Saturday and Friday nights now that we're reopen again down here. The last thing I
Right.
want to do is let anybody go behind my bar and serve themselves.
Right.
Head under the dispenser.
So, believe me, we get a lot of people asking that, and I'm just like, nope, Board of Health does not let that happen. But, so people come in, they get a wine card, they open their tab. We have 12 machines that have 4 bottles of wine each, so we have 48 wines you can choose from every day. You put your card in the machine, you put your glass under the spout, you select the pour size. You can get a 1.5 ounce, a 3 ounce, or a 6 ounce pour of any of the wines. And then you sit down and enjoy it, get up, get more wine whenever you want it. So we don't have a typical staff. We have people who are, at the register, on the floor, in the kitchen, and that sort of thing, but we don't have like waiters and waitresses that are you have to, rely on to serve you because you're going to serve yourself.
Right.
So you can kind of create your own wine tasting. So like I said, we have 48 wines. That means we have probably 4 Sauvignon Blancs, 3 Chardonnays, a whole bunch of grape varietals that people might not know about, like an Albarino, Chenin Blanc, that sort of thing. And then we have wines from every region of the world and every price point, and so there's a lot of variety. You can educate yourself about wine as you go. We have little cards that explain where the grape was grown, what region it's from, the taste notes from the winemaker, that sort of thing. So you don't have any kind of pretentious wine person telling you what is about each wine. You can kind of
Right.
figure it out yourself, figure out what you like. It's really great for people who are new to wine that don't know what they like and feel maybe intimidated by it. It's completely approachable at Uva. You just go in there, get a couple tastes, see what you like, and
I
yeah.
was going to commend you on that because I'm not a big wine drinker. My girlfriend is. So we
Yeah.
go hang out at your spot when we come down here. And I'm intimidated because I don't know. I don't like wine for the most part, but I found stuff at your place because you make it so approachable to find something that
Right.
even
Yeah.
I would like. So.
It's low commitment too. It's not like you have to buy a whole bottle.
Exactly.
Like, you can go in there and get yourself
Exactly.
that 1.5
You can
ounce
get like
pour
a
and-
2-hour, $2, little taste and
Yep.
see
Right.
if you like it. And then if you don't like it, that's fine. We have beer, we have spiked seltzers, hard ciders, sangria.
seltzer.
We're actually just brought out our frosé machine, so we
Nice.
Very
have
nice.
some frosé, which is a adult slushy, which pretty much everybody loves. So
It's perfect for your spot too.
Yeah.
I think I went in. It might have been the first week you guys were open, and I was again. I've worked in like liquor stores and stuff, so I had some wine background just because I was stocking the shelves. You look at labels and stuff, but and I like wine here and there, but I was a little intimidated at first. I was like, but I want to experience this. This is cool, and you guys are new neighbors, so I wanted to go and say hello. And yeah, it's super approachable, wicked chill. You can go in there, get like a charcuterie board. You just get your card. They check your ID when you first come in, and then you get this card. You go up and you're up and down as you please. If you have any questions, they have answers. Like you said, they have the card. If you don't want to talk to a person and you're nervous about looking dumb, you can just read the little cards, and
Yeah.
it's pretty awesome.
Yep.
It's,
Yeah.
it's a great way to
You
kind of
get nervous for looking dumb?
all day, every day. I know it's crazy.
That
You
must
never
be
know.
crazy
You
anxiety.
never know.
for you.
I wear it well.
You'd figured you'd
Consider
stop
how
getting
dumb I look.
nervous now. You know?
you must be exhausted at the
He's
end
highly
of the day.
medicated. That's why.
Fuck you guys.
But I do, to me, the obvious question, as far as, from a business owner standpoint, is how do you police people from being overserved
Right.
if they're serving themselves? That was my big, that's a
Exactly.
terrible idea.
Well, that's a
Yeah.
good question.
So it was funny when Michelle and I did the business plan. We were like, "There's no way anybody's going to let us do this," especially I hate to say it, in Massachusetts. Like,
Yeah.
there's regulations. There's So we just kept going down the line, thinking somebody is going to stop us from doing this, and we thought it would be the ABCC. But there's hardly any self-serve wine bars in the country, and there's none in Massachusetts. So there's not really a law for it.
Right.
So the one area where we had
So you're
some
saying be the
pushback.
first, and you don't have to follow any laws?
Well,
They can't tell you no because they're
regulations.
told
So
no.
we do. We regulate ourselves. So we put a cap on all the cards. So when you come in, like I said, you get a wine card that works on the machine that dispenses the wine. I took a hit for the team, and one night before we opened, I said, okay, what should be our cap? Because we can put a cap on the cards per hour. So I sat in my house and drank a lot of wine for 1 hour and
That's
said,
research
okay,
I
at
can
what
get
point should I be cut off? And it was like 18 ounces. I was like, all right, I shouldn't be served anymore. So
Yeah.
we cut off so you can only serve or get 18 ounces per hour from the machines. And we do have customers that ounce out. We call it ouncing
Yeah,
out,
I like that. It's a good
So they
t-shirt.
come in, they put their card in, they're like, my card won't work. You can kind of tell they're a little slurry. And they're like, okay, let me get you some water. Just take a little break. And
She's
we'll
like,
get
all
you
right,
some
Andy,
crackers.
listen.
Yeah. So then they just have to wait a little while and then they can partake again. But yeah, and that was like really the only pushback we got on that was our insurance company, because obviously they're insuring us for liquor liability.
Yep. Right.
So we put that limitation into place.
I think
And
that's
it works out pretty well.
Yeah, it seems like it's almost it's more regulated than places that aren't self-serve too, because drinks aren't being mixed. You're not like, I don't know, you see the beers these days, and they can be 20% alcohol by volume or 4% alcohol by volume. Every bartender mixes a drink differently.
Right.
There's all different ways. I think when you go to a full-service bar, where really wine kind of falls between the same alcohol percentage.
Right, 12 to 15%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you
and
can-
it takes the pressure off, actually, because I don't have staff that needs to make a call as to whether somebody should get served or not.
Right.
So it's actually, when we talk to our insurance company, we're like, it actually is a good thing, because you're not relying on possible human error,
Right.
And you're not going to get that. Oh, I know
yeah,
him.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah,
And and everything is served to the ounce, so there's not over serving or over pouring or anything like that. Too.
Yep.
So,
And it's all tracked on that
Yep.
card. So you know exactly how much they've had, unless they're swapping cards with each other or whatever. Do you get
Exactly.
any of that? Do people try to buy rounds for each other or something like that?
sometimes it gets a little complicated when
Yeah.
people try to do that.
People are rushing in to fill the slot with their card.
Yeah, so we get like a couple that'll come in on a date. They're like, oh, we're cute. We only need one card. We'll share it. And I'm like, all right, that's great, but you're going to ounce out. So I'm going to give you your own cards. You can be cute later on, but you're going to want your own wine card.
I love ounce out, dude. That's
Right?
such a sweet.
Now
That
what-
needs to go on a T-shirt. I ounce
you
out
a
at Uva
What's
Wine
the
Bar.
what's the negative responses you get?
The negative responses?
Yeah, like,
So we do get some kind of stodgy wine people that are like, oh, I don't like the technology. It's too complicated.
People are afraid to do it.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, it just doesn't seem like... I miss somebody pouring me a glass of wine.
Right.
But really, that is like a percentage of a percent,
Right.
that does that.
That complicated.
Pretty much everybody
comments.
else loves
It's
it.
just bullshit. It's so easy.
If they want
know.
that, it's two wineries in town. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? That they
Yeah.
can go to that. If it's not for them, it's not for them. It's like
Right.
coming to my place
Exactly.
and saying they hate chicken wings. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
Right.
it is what it is. Can't please everybody.
Yeah,
Nope,
They
you
were gonna
can't
complain
please
either
everybody.
way.
And if you try, you're gonna drive yourself nuts.
Yep.
like
Yeah.
Jordan.
It
Yeah,
helps.
Jordan
It also
tries.
keep the wine fresh too, right? Because
Absolutely,
it
yeah.
takes oxygen out of the bottles. Like there's never a seal broken.
Yep, all of the machines are hooked up to an argon tank, and argon preserves the wine for up to 60 days. So when a bottle is open, I don't have to worry about making sure the bottle gets used that night. And it also pushes it through the machines.
Right.
So, so all the wine is fresh. It's completely unnecessary on a Saturday night. We could just change a wine bottle 3 times.
Right.
Especially the popular wines. But, so we just have to make sure we have argon.
Staunchy wine people, you hear that? And they're getting fresher wine than you're getting out of
Take
Uva.
that.
All right?
Do you get kind of the other side any complaints where maybe small wineries gonna be like, well, we don't want our wine to be put through that kind of, it should be poured
No,
directly
not
into
at all.
glass, or-
Actually, we you're not going to find wine that you find at a typical liquor store at
Yeah.
Uva. So we don't have, the J. Lore or Barefoot or anything
Sutter
like that. Because
Home.
you can get that at a liquor store
Bottles
or
and
a
James?
convenience store. So we
Reuniti?
actually pick wines
Carlo
that are
Rossi.
from smaller vineyards and
Yeah.
boutique in small batches, so that people can explore and learn about new varieties and new brands
But they're not
that they don't
apprehensive
know
about that system and the argon and all that.
No, not at all. Yeah, no, it's pretty well established. accomplished.
And you
I
guys
remember-
sell all the wine too.
So right now we do. We sell bottles to go.
cool.
That's one good thing that came out of COVID is that we can sell bottles. It used to be you could only have an on-premise liquor license or an off-premise liquor license. You could not do both.
Right.
The only way people could get a bottle was if they opened it at Uva and then took it
And then you put
to
it
go,
in that wine
and you
bag.
put
That
it
was
in the
gonna be my next
bag with the
question.
zipper.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's stupid.
But now we can, and probably that will go away. I think there's legislation to push it back so that restaurants and bars can't sell wine or any
Yeah.
alcohol cocktails to go. But
Because
that's
the
a good thing
package
right
stores
now.
didn't make millions
I
during
know.
this
Yeah.
pandemic
Isn't
already.
it painful
you know?
to think
Give me a
about?
break.
Yeah.
Now, what about business-wise? What did you like about it? What surprised you the most? What did you not expect?
Yeah, so
Come on.
all of it we didn't expect, right? I mean, I'm trying to think, what did I not expect? Like, this was all trial and error for Michelle.
Do
and
you
I.
regret being Karl's neighbor?
No,
We know the answer.
Come on, I've been nice.
We love our
Bullshit.
neighbors, I have to say. And I'm not just saying that because I'm on a podcast right now. But
We told you could only
Yes.
say nice things, so
Yeah.
you know.
no.
Wait till she leaves.
So that was a good surprise. Is we did not expect the awesome downtown business community and that everybody supports everybody. We looked at opening the bar a couple other places on the South Shore.
Where did you look?
It didn't work out. We were going to start out in Hanover. We looked at Hingham, Norwell, but, even Quincy, it would have done well, I think, in Quincy, but it's so far. Michelle and I, we live in Duxbury, so, we didn't want to have to do that. So when we found this space.
So when you say Quincy's so far, it's just so far from you.
From us, yes. It's not our backyard. So, yeah. So that was a huge benefit, was realizing that we're a part of something bigger than ourselves down here in Plymouth. Nobody is in this alone, I think.
Right.
In terms of who our customer is, definitely surprised us. We thought it was going to be, moms and kind of our age group. I'm 40-something years old. And
You look great.
thank you.
What a guy. Every once in a while, Karl just, he's decent. I don't know.
Baby.
There it is.
There it is, yeah. All right. That's getting
Our customers
saved
are
us.
like literally come in on their 21st birthday, and then we also have women who are in their 80s that come in. So it runs the gamut. Yeah.
You got that perfect combination because of the design of your place, the uniqueness of it, the experience, and the technology too.
Yeah.
Where maybe you're not as approachable to the older crowd because they're intimidated by that sort of thing. But I think a lot of that's getting washed out. Like you said, it's like a percentage
Yeah.
of a percentage.
But you
point.
said intimidated by what? The technology of it.
The older crowd,
Yeah.
but the younger
Yeah.
crowd,
Because they don't know.
Oh.
They come in and there's like little spouts sticking out the wall, and they're like,
Right.
I'm not really
Yeah.
sure what to do.
Right, exactly.
Right.
But the younger
Yeah.
crowd's just intimidated by wine. But if they can go in and not feel dumb like I do all day every day,
And be worried about it.
they can go in there and be like, I'm just gonna do my own thing. And if I pick a wine I don't like
Yeah.
an idiot. Or if and if I'm not pouring it the right way or ordering the right thing
Yep.
or whatever,
Or
it's
pairing the right cheese
Yeah,
with
I
it or
don't gotta
whatever.
worry about
Yeah.
any of that.
And it's so not pretentious at Uva. We don't care.
Right.
But we have people on the floor too who are there switching out the wine bottles all the time. Happy to answer any questions. We are not somms. We don't have a huge wine knowledge, but we have a basic understanding of the different grapes and varieties and pairings and that sort of thing. So we're always there for people to ask questions, and we just say, let us know. We don't
Right.
care. Yeah.
it's awesome.
And I almost feel like asking questions from someone who's knowledgeable but not an expert is less intimidating, because I'm recently just getting into wine, and like I don't want to feel stupid when I ask a question. It's not,
Yeah.
no
No stupid questions.
Yeah, so it's in the whole thing. They're like, oh, I taste this and I taste that. I'm like, I taste wine.
Yeah. Right?
So like kind of picking up on like the specific flavors. Like I don't get that, but
It just comes with time. You need
Yeah.
to drink a lot more, obviously,
all right.
to get that understanding.
See you guys in rehab.
Andy's been waiting for something
You
to tell
just
him
have
that
to put
his
in
whole
the
life.
time. Don't you understand that?
You say that now, but when he won't leave your place every day.
That's all right. Just leave your credit card up front.
Oh, that doesn't work.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either.
Ouncing out with Andy.
Right? There's the next podcast.
Yeah. A new bar
That's gonna
talk
be the name
segment.
of this episode. Ouncing out.
He's leaving his Blockbuster card out there.
That's an ID. They won't even give you a library card.
Oh, that's good shit. So you guys, food-wise, you basically are just charcuterie, like cheese crackers, stuff like that, or do you do anything else?
So we do flatbread pizzas too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So we have a very limited menu. What we have is a build-your-own charcuterie board. So we don't put anything together. It's totally up to you. Just like the wine is in your hands, how you want to do it, so is your cheese board. So we have a menu where you just check off what you want. Say you want Gouda, Brie, Manchego, and cheddar. And then you want some salami, or you could get some prosciutto. And then we have tidbits like almonds and hummus and spinach dip and that sort of thing that you can add to it.
Nice.
So it's a BYO called Build Your Own charcuterie board. And then we have 3 options of flatbreads and desserts that are all locally made by a woman here in Plymouth,
Nice.
Amanda, who owns Cakes and Bakes. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Now, was the food always there, or is that a COVID thing?
No, we've always had
Yeah.
food. I mean, we don't have a full menu, so a lot of
Yeah.
people come in and they're like, "Oh, can we see your menu?" And I'm like, "It's not like you're not going to get an entree here."
Right.
So, yeah, it's just kind of wine-friendly foods.
I prefer places like my wife and I, before we had the kid and before COVID and all that, used to go up to Portland like once a year, Portland, Maine. Plymouth gets compared a lot to Portland, Maine nowadays, which is awesome. It's a great town, but you don't want to like eat a huge meal at the beginning of the day of your vacation and screw up the rest of it. Then you're just full and you're lazy.
Right.
It's nice going to a spot that you can do like a bite and not feel like you're taking up a table. And,
Right.
So it's...
Well, you know what's so funny is a lot of people come in and they get like a little mini charcuterie board, and then they go out to dinner. We actually have a dinner lull.
Right.
And then a lot of them, we see them back later in the night and they come and get dessert, So,
Yep.
yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That feels... I don't even carry dessert at Speedwell, so that fills a void for me. I'll just send people over to you.
Yeah.
We say beer is dessert at Speedwell.
It's my
We have
philosophy.
dessert wine too,
Yeah.
so we do have a box of just sweet wines that a lot of people like. Yeah.
You said a box of them, like you
I
box
call them
wine.
a box. So, no, all right. So let me clarify. We don't have boxed wine, but I call them wine station boxes. That's
Oh, okay.
that's something I do. But they're wine stations.
Like ice wine
Yeah,
and
they're
stuff like that.
refrigerated wine boxes that dispense the wine.
It's awesome.
So
Those are my favorite ones.
The dessert ones?
And my
sweet
girlfrione
ones.
makes fun of me all the time.
You could put ice wine on like
Listen.
vanilla ice
Moscato.
cream and be all right,
Yeah.
dude. Like, that shit's so
Drink
good.
what you like.
Oh, I do.
yeah.
The frozen.
No, you drink everything.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Still doing the seltzer diet.
It's that
I like
liquid
this-
diet. It's fine.
This frosé is amazing. I don't,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very girly, but
Oh.
It's an
What's
adult
wrong with
slushy.
girly?
Yeah.
It's
Who's
2021,
sitting here
Andy.
drinking lime White Claws?
yeah, but
Right.
mine doesn't have a.
I just got a delivery of little pink umbrellas.
I
Go get him
know,
one.
and there's no umbrella in my seltzer that shall not
They
be named.
just came in, Andy.
By the way, June is Pride Month. We're sitting here admitting our feminine side.
Ho, 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 ho. I don't think we did any of that.
I'm not with you right
Carl,
now.
you just said you had pink umbrellas, so I think, yes, the royal we, yes.
Carl, I'm really proud of you coming out today. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that was good.
On the show.
What you don't know is he's wearing a pink shirt right now. No, kidding.
Actually, it's weird he's not even wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
I know.
I know.
I gotta wake later.
Guy.
All right. What are you doing?
Everybody knows now.
You feel
So
bad.
do you have a fancy dress Hawaiian shirt?
That's right there.
That's not Hawaiian.
Oh, yeah.
They don't know that, Andy.
Jen ironed that for you, right? Yeah, it looks like it. That wasn't you.
You put it in the dryer.
In the dishwasher behind the bucket.
I'm not going to say that hasn't
Yeah. Okay, Andy, what's next?
All right, do we want to do some questions?
Sure.
Let's go.
Okay, this one comes from. So this is the part where we not answer questions, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
I read questions and then we
names.
go.
So wait, I was about to say, so we don't answer the question.
We give the
Pretty-
impression like we're going to answer the question.
then we
Then
don't.
we go off on a
Yeah,
tangent.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
It happens every
Call it
time.
just
We've maybe
tangents.
answered 2 out of 100.
Yeah, it's a lot
This is
rare
from
to get something.
Catherine
out of this.
Castillo. If I accept food from a line cook, are we dating now?
What?
I don't.
Maybe, according to him, maybe.
Did he pay for it? I don't know.
Yeah, the owner paid for it.
I think
Maybe you're dating the owner.
it probably depends where you
Maybe.
live in the world, because back when you used to barter for your current wife, so you might be married now.
That's true. That's true.
That's
Right. Yeah, that might be a binding
So your
contract.
dowry is like
Chicken
some
parm.
tater
Yeah.
tots.
Where did you wake up after eating it?
Yeah.
Oh, you think she got Cosby'd?
Ooh, could have got the Cosby special right
Yep.
there.
So, like you said, not helpful.
Next question.
Was it chocolate pudding?
This one comes from Alfonso Gordeon. Sure.
Here we go.
It's a picture of an empty ice cooler. It says 86 ice. What is the craziest 86 y'all had?
To be fair, I run out of ice every Saturday.
Really?
We have 25 bags delivered twice a day.
You need an ice maker, I would say.
We have big ones. We go through so much now.
So you have an ice maker and 50 bags of ice delivered
Yep.
a day, and you still run out?
Yeah. Brookline Ice.
Yeah, ice is a good one.
Yeah.
Does Karl go there and bitch about not getting ice?
Ice, ice, baby.
Machine, and we throw it away at the end of the night. Like, we have no ice needs.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But, yeah.
I mean, we had that streak where when I worked downtown Plymouth where everyone's ice machine broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all
each other.
using Main
We
Street.
all remember
all
those.
using
Yep.
New World.
We
Yeah.
all remember those.
God.
Yeah.
Was that the same year that everyone's AC broke?
Yes.
Within like
That's
a
every
week?
year.
Oh, that's brutal.
Awful.
Sorry, I knocked on the table, but it was valid.
That's
All my
fine.
refrigeration is crying for help right now. So.
I just remember it was like every place down.
So, what's a funky 86th item?
yeah.
What's like the-
oh,
I
yeah,
have to
that was
think
the
about
question,
that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I would say, all right. So I'm a chicken restaurant. I've run out of chicken a couple times. Like completely. Like I am.
Yeah, but that's not like crazy.
I think that's crazy if you open the doors and you're known as like the chicken wing place, and people come up
Yeah.
and you're like, we're out of chicken wings. We're not getting any for a couple days. That's
What
A
about
couple days I could see, yeah.
yeah.
CO2?
CO2
Yeah.
sucks.
But you don't really 86. You just run out.
You 86 all you
you
I'm
run-
thinking if a customer comes up and they say, "Hey, can I have a Tito's and soda?" and you're like, "We're out of soda."
Yeah, but we all just borrow from each other, so that doesn't.
Not Tito's, but the soda. That would be
Oh,
like
Yeah.
Soda's a
We've
good
run
one.
out of brie before. Is that weird?
run out of what?
Yeah.
Brie?
No, I think you can get by.
It's
I
not
think you can
exciting.
still open.
Is she the server?
But I mean, running out
Yeah,
of
Brie
staff is a good
Paradise,
one.
that's
I feel like running
86 staff.
running out of chicken just means that
You were busy.
you're busy, right?
Right.
Like there's barbecue places in the South that will
Right.
run out of barbecue by like noon.
We've both done this, I think.
Yep.
Toilet paper.
1,000 times.
Oh,
toilet
that's
paper, yes.
stressful.
Toilet
That
paper.
is so stressful.
Yep.
Yeah.
Case
Yep.
doesn't come in off the truck, and you got these special.
And you never
dispensers
check
you can only
until
buy.
you go to fill that
Yeah.
stupid
Yeah.
thing, and there's nothing left.
Printer paper?
Printer paper too. That's
Yep.
another really good one. Yeah.
No, see, now my problem is ink.
Ink.
Yep.
Another really
All of
good
a sudden, I start to print up everything, and it's all striped.
one.
Yep.
Now we're getting the question. See, we
Yeah.
actually answered this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm sure our
he said,
listeners
"What
are
did you 86?" We just
fascinated
tell him
by
what we
this.
ran out of.
Yeah. Toilet paper. 86. Wiping
Yeah.
your butt.
Did you ever run out of wine cards? That would be a problem.
Nope, we will never run out of wine cards.
Never say never.
I'm going to make sure that does not happen.
And that's tricky because you can't borrow those.
Yeah, we've actually gotten really low on argon, and I literally sweat until the guy comes with the delivery, because if we don't have argon in the tanks, the machines don't work.
That's right.
And
Oh,
it's a stupid
'cause it
little thing. It
pressurizes
costs
it.
$50 for an argon tank,
Yep.
but that can bring down the whole business.
Yep.
Yeah, so
We're
I
like
call
that.
my
We're like
guy
that with the
and-
beer gas.
Yeah.
gas.
You run out of beer gas. and
CO2.
Those taps don't work.
Yeah, but you got
There's a
cans.
problem.
I
When
don't-
people come in
We'll
with
be
the
like
32
pouring
taps
wine.
on, you say, "I'm out of draft beer."
Yeah.
They don't stay for the cans.
Here's a touchy subject for you, Jordan. Water.
Water. 86 water. We had to close down because the Plymouth decided to break
my
the
God.
water main 3 times
I was
in
gonna
5
say,
weeks.
yeah, that was
right before you
brutal.
got to town.
Yeah, we planned that well. Yeah.
We'd be in the middle of a lunch rush on a
Yeah.
Friday, about
But
to
we
ramp up for the
Did
weekend.
open for a pandemic, so
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right. Hey, listen. Hey,
water
listen.
main break or a pandemic? I don't know. Right?
Yeah, no, this is
I
true.
went
Touche.
to
It'll water main thing will happen again. It's
Yeah.
Plymouth.
yeah, I went to the Casey's Halloween party that year, and I was like doing an event and going there, so I stopped at like the dollar store to like get a costume, and I got caution tape and like little orange soccer cones, and I pinned them to my shoulders, and I knock on the door, and Heather opens the door, she goes, "Oh my God, are you Main Street?" And I pulled out a squirt gun and I shot her, and I'm like, "Yes, I am."
That's awesome.
C.
I'll take another.
All right. This one is from Danielle Dubois. Dubois, sure. If you were to open a bar, what would you name it? So, if you were to open another bar,
Here we go. Yeah, where we going with this one? If I was to open another bar,
yeah, what would you name it?
I think I would call it Heine's.
Heine's
Heine's?
Hideaway.
I think that's a great. Honestly, God, I think that's a
Yeah,
great name
that's
for
a
it.
good one.
It
Cool
is.
little dive bar that has tiki drinks. Like I think that'd be
Yep.
badass.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
A grumpy guy behind the bar, open 4 days a week.
Yep.
Yep.
I know,
forcing
this
his
is
Monday,
sister to
Tuesday,
make
Wednesday,
pretzels.
Thursday, because I don't want to do the crowds.
Yep. Yep, you get what you
Apparently
get.
you don't want to make any money either, but okay.
It's not about money.
We
Believe
just
me,
do it
it's
for
not
the
about money.
Craft, yes. I think it would be Uva too. Everybody comes in and they're like, "Do you need to open one in Falmouth, in the North Shore?"
Yeah.
You know, everywhere.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
now that you're realizing you're filling a dynamic that you didn't even know. was
Everybody,
there, that-
everybody's so helpful when they say that. You know what
Yeah.
you should do?
Oh, lots of people have advice.
Yes.
Right? Everybody's like, okay,
Yep.
it's
my favorite.
Everybody has advice, and then everybody has advice, and when you feed them some drinks, everybody likes to tell you
Yep.
their advice.
So
How they would
do you
do it.
think you would go with the second restaurant, or do you think you'd be more likely to franchise it?
It's a good question. I don't, yeah. I mean, we've only been open 2 years,
Yeah.
so I feel like we got to get a couple more years under our belt before we decide on what our expansion
A couple more
opportunities are.
non-pandemic years too,
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
can
that
really
would
know
be
what you
good.
got.
Yeah, that would be nice. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dan.
but it's definitely an option.
My bar name would be called Run Errands. So you'd be like, oh, I'm going to go run errands today.
Oh, Dan.
I like that.
Why do I gotta go after Dan? He's done this to me
Remember, there was
before.
The Office too downtown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that was
Yeah.
kind
Go to
of
the office
really
today.
smart. Going to the office.
There's one of those in Whitman too, The Office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had good wine there. That was a
Yeah.
nice little wine spot for a little while. That was like the spot to get wine before the wineries opened. I remember when we first opened, they had opened like a couple months before us. That was a cool little spot.
Yep.
Damn, I don't know what to say. I'm actually opening another bar.
I know
and
you are. What's the name?
I can't say.
Oh,
All right, I'll say.
Did you steal my name?
you're gonna hear
No,
it here
Tiny.
No, I
first.
can't say, I can't say because
Hey, listeners,
we're
you
not
might hear it here
100%.
first.
we're not 100% on it. So if we were 100% on it, I would say what it is, but my partners or I is still kind of working out. So maybe in the next episode, which we're recording today.
Yeah.
Maybe and the next time we record, we'll have that name solidified, but I can't throw it out into the universe. I'll look like an idiot if that's not what it ends up being.
We'll put it in
Yeah,
a
because
little
our
text.
two listeners are really going to get pissed off.
Yeah, no, whatever. My partner's listening.
You want to talk about names and looking like an idiot? We were live streaming from a music school in Easton the other day for this it's like a program where like people pay to like kind of get like the rock band experience, and so at the end of 12 weeks they have a little mini concert and they live.
Is Jack Black there?
No. So I said to the guy who owns the place, I'm like, well, what are the names of the bands? And he gives me the two names of the bands. And so, like, I made the graphic, and I put the graphic up over the second band, and they're like, we're full on Voltron. And I'm like, no, you're not. That's not what I have here. So I'm like, fuck it. I just left it. I'm like, I can't change that now.
Yeah, I don't have any good news.
All
Sorry.
Not today.
Thanks a lot, Jordan.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, going
But
up.
Dan,
I know Dan killed it.
Dan was so
Yeah, I
good.
know, he killed it.
A lot of downtime at the British Beer Company to think of
You
these
got
things?
these questions? You emailed these to him early so he gets to study before he comes into these things?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah.
Oh, all right.
I write
got
the
an advantage
I write the
over
That
questions.
email next time.
You totally got a podcast advantage here.
Me and Fish have always said that we would open a late night breakfast place here on Main Street that would open at like 11 at night and call it "You Don't Have to Go Home."
Yeah, you said that
Yep.
before. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Because that's what you want, is all the drunks.
Yeah, so interesting.
It's
Angelo's
doing a
roast beef
service.
down the street. I don't know if he's doing it now, but he has opened at 11 o'clock or 11:30 at night.
Oh, Rich. Yeah.
As soon as we're closing down, I see him walking down. He's like, "I'm going off to work." I'm like, "Oh my god!"
No,
He
it-
gets a
it-
line out the door.
yeah.
People who are drunk and
Yep.
need some food
Yeah,
and
and you know, like how many times when I was younger we'd go out drinking and end up at Bickford's and sobering
Yeah.
up in Bickford's, being like, "Why am I eating here?" But,
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, late night. Oh, dude, 2 a.m. breakfast food's the best food.
yeah.
The best food.
I mean, I wouldn't want to ever work there.
Right, and just throw it up an hour later, but
Kudos to Rich. Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. Christy Martine. Carl's gonna hate this. It's a long question. What can you do to get staff to remember to clock out? Every day, I'm fixed.
Don't pay them.
I'm fixed time clocks, like having nothing better to do with my time. Even on my days off, I'm getting texts about missing clock outs. Our system clocks them out after 24 hours, but sometimes the manager who does payroll doesn't catch it, and I'm getting when they're getting paid for this extra time.
Pay
I
them
just-
for what they punched in and out as, and all of a sudden they're going to stop punching
Well, that's
in
what
and
she's
out.
saying. Is it automatically punches them out for 24 hours if someone
So they're
doesn't
going to
catch
get
it?
paid.
Yeah, but then it looks like you work 24 hours.
Oh, see, my they
Right.
cut you
I
off.
just thank them for volunteering their time.
Yeah.
They don't clock in. That's the problem. They come
Yeah.
into Uva and they're like, "Woohoo, well, let's get started," and they don't clock in. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
They say,
so
you
I
didn't
get a
pay me
little
for Tuesday.
notification,
You
like,
didn't work Tuesday.
Thank you for volunteering your time, ladies. No.
from a person who never clocks in and out. I mean, I'm a good employee. you know when you scheduled me.
You don't have a job.
Yeah, I do.
I did a beer jar at Speedwell. Every time I had to adjust someone's clock in or clock out, they had to put money in for my beers.
For your beer?
I think
For me.
that's fair.
The last time I
enough.
clocked
Yeah.
in, I wasn't working. I did it by accident.
So you can't get them to clock in and out, but you can get them to give you money?
They do it. They're like, oh, well, if they want to get paid, they gotta.
Right? Eye control.
Yeah, throw $5 in the beer jar. Like, it is what it is. You owe me a beer. And then it slowly but surely kind of went down, and then I stopped drinking beer, and now they don't punch in and punch out anymore.
But it's never their fault.
No, it's always their fault.
Oh,
No, they
I'll say it's always my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an app. I never think of it.
When it comes to them getting paid, it's my bad. But, yeah. Yep, I don't think I've ever had, so I do the payroll every Monday. I don't think I've ever had a week where I didn't have to adjust someone's clock in.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Not
Yeah.
once have I had a perfect week. It's just...
Well, I'm gonna say
It's always the same employees, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. It's
They're
always
fine.
me, and I'm consistent. I never punch in or out.
You know what?
Ever.
You know what a good one is too, though? The employees that are always late are the ones that forget to punch in because they don't want you to see.
Yep.
That they're
that
late.
They were late, and you're just
It's
gonna
a good
punch them in.
technique.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or the ones that leave early when they're not supposed to. Like when I'm not there, they're like, "Can you cut me?" And then they don't. I forgot to punch out on Friday. What time did you leave? Oh yeah, did you leave at 12 instead of 1? Okay. But, yeah, you gotta look out for that shit. But yeah, there's no cure for that. So we
Okay.
didn't answer that question.
I know when my employees are late when they don't punch in because all my other employees tell me about it.
This is true. It's nice to be self-managed, huh?
All right, this one has no name. It says, does anyone have any creative ways to combat silverware loss?
No.
Make them eat with their hands.
Yeah. They had this magnet thing, but you had to have a certain kind of barrel, and even then it didn't catch everything, and then the barrel was super small, and the magnet's super expensive, and then half the silverware you
Yeah,
buy
I'd rather
doesn't
just
have
buy
enough
more
magnetic-
silverware.
Yeah, it doesn't
And
have
then
enough.
I feel like, wouldn't it just like, because I'm not saying your staff would just leave the stuck silverware on the magnet, but wouldn't it just get in the way of the next thing you throw away?
Yeah, 100%. Nothing works.
You know what you do is you make your employees go into the trash after the spoon that they throw away.
No, absolutely. Or dig behind the dishwasher. Like
Yep.
that's another thing too. Like they'll just throw this. We have the bucket of like water, soak water, pre-rinse or whatever they call it. And they throw all the silverware in there so we can rinse it and then run it through the automatic dishwasher. But they'll just throw the silverware, and then a month later they'll be like, "How are we running out of silverware?" And we'll pull out the dishwasher, and there it all is on the floor.
Wow.
Guess who's going down and getting that? Not me. Nah, it's me.
It's you.
always-
It's you.
All right, so I
it's
have
me
a
and my
question. I have a question since I'm in the presence of greatness here with restaurants. I have an employee who worked at a Plymouth restaurant. I won't name it, but when they broke a glass or something, they would make the employee
Yes,
pay for
I've
it.
heard.
What?
I heard that.
Really?
Is that crazy?
Yep.
That's insane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
That's insane.
That is
I'm like,
insane.
yeah.
They charge them like $6 or $8 for every glass that they break.
That's insane.
Yep. Especially the wine glasses.
Yeah, they're expensive. We
Yep.
have really nice ones, and we break them all the time.
I've
and I'm
broken-
like, it would never
I've
occur to
broken
me to
Karl's
charge
glasses.
They
them.
do. They do an inventory on the glasses,
It's the price
and then
of
at the
doing
end of the
business.
night, if you broke 2, you
Are you
have
serious?
to pay
That's
for 'em.
crazy.
Crazy.
That is insane.
I've said it 100 times in this podcast, but I used to work at a friggin' huge banquet restaurant where we were putting out
We didn't know that.
2,000 glasses in a ballroom or whatever, and we'd have to stack these racks. Everyone knows what a glass rack looks
Yep.
like that's worked at a restaurant. And you have these dollies, glass dollies, and you would stack these up as much as possible. Well, there was never enough glasses in the building for the amount of events that were going on. So you wanted to get there early to get all your glassware for your bar or for your banquet or whatever. So we, busboys, would stack our fucking glasses 5 feet higher than our heights. So we could just get them out of there and to our room and drag them across the building to our banquet room before someone else got there and took them, whatever. So the amount of times I've seen one of these things topple over and all of those glasses getting broken. I've done
Yeah.
it once. And the racks are old, the place is old, so like the nubs, they don't
Floors
lock in
are
quite
uncommon.
right.
Yeah.
They're all different
Yeah.
shapes and sizes. You got wine glasses, drink glasses, water glasses, like so they don't fit all right, but you're just sitting there with like a hook and no one can see me right now. But you're stretched out completely, and then if you imagine if you got charged $8 per one of those, that
You just quit.
dragging
Just
300
Right?
glasses.
There's
No, you know what
your
would happen?
paycheck.
I'd have duct tape all over my friggin' glassware. That's what
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
insane.
that seemed
I can't.
crazy to me.
Yeah,
All right.
that's
Because what
nuts.
else would you charge? I feel like of everything you do that costs a business, is that really the most expensive thing?
No, not when you're making a ton of money if you're at the waterfront or in the summer. It's like, yeah,
and especially right now, I think the thing we're all low on isn't glassware, it's staff. The last thing you want to do is be scaring your staff away and taking
right?
Yep.
Like, it's crazy to me.
All right, this one's from David Swartz. Is anybody else bribing their staff to get shots? Not like tequila shots. We're offering a $100 bonus for any employee that shows a completed vaccination card. So far, a whopping 7 out of roughly 60 of my staff members have at least one of their shots. There's a lot of hesitancy. I wish I knew where this person was.
Or when did they send it?
That's true. It was probably a while ago.
Yeah,
I don't have a date on it.
Yeah, next question.
Right, at this point, if you're not vaccinated, it's a decision. You just move on.
That's right.
You're not
That's
gonna
right.
change their opinion about it.
I am not.
Yeah,
The
it
last
is what
thing
it
you
is.
open up a door when you do that with your staff and you start delving in what they do with their personal lives, like as far as vaccination, you open up a whole door that's going to be way more difficult down the road.
You do you. Yep.
That's right.
You know, if you get sick and you can't work, then that's it. That's up to you. You know what I mean? But if you're nervous about putting something in your body, I can't tell you what to do with your body.
Right.
I thought it was about tequila shots when I first read it. Sorry.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys.
Too, as long as you pay for them.
All right. Cassie Blackman. What benefits do you offer your kitchen team?
They get to eat for free.
Yeah, we get a lot of eating in the kitchen.
You get like a shift meal, or they just?
I give them a shift drink too after their shift.
Yeah.
Give them a shift drink.
We all drink at the last hour before closing. All the employees have a glass of wine in their hands.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I got mine drunk through the whole shift.
It's pretty. We're walking through the room. We're like, cheers.
I do that too.
That's great.
Customers, cheers, clink, clink. Yeah.
We got a cool like vibe over there because it's a bunch of people that have been working together for a while, and it's all like it feels almost like a sports team where like you don't let the next guy down and stuff like that. So it's
you have a very tight knit bunch over there.
Yeah, and it's laid back, but I do if I'm working a night or something like that, and I know what happens when I'm not there. As long as it doesn't become out of control, it's fine. But I'll let the guys slam a couple seltzers or beers back there while they're really cranking. Something to boost morale. I buy them speakers so they can blast their music. I try to give the kitchen guys. I give the kitchen guys a lot more perks, admittedly, than I do the front of the house because they're working twice as hard and making a quarter of the amount of.
At Uva, it's like we all love each other.
Do you tell Maggie that your kitchen staff works twice as hard as her?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. She doesn't care for it.
You might want to just keep that to
They
yourself.
all work very hard.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, but they're not in a 110-degree kitchen,
Right.
Yeah, and they don't have to deal with the public. And I will say that about the kitchen guys. I remind them that all the time. I go, you got to deal with the service when we're dealing with the public, but at least at the end of the day, you guys can work it out. Like, they got to deal with some, especially over the last year and a half, they got to deal with some real assholes. You know what I mean? So at least you don't have to do that. You can hide in the kitchen, blast your music. Your boss throws you shots of beers once in a while. Yeah, you leave here coated in sweat, and you're making, you're watching the waitress count, your entire week's pay in one night. It sucks, but you just, try to. I spend a lot of time back there. I try to make them feel like part of the team.
We have a group text at Uva of all of our employees, and you get to be a part of that. That's a huge benefit. So when it's somebody's birthday or something, or like just a crazy customer or crazy order, you get to be a part of that.
I'm the worst employee.
What else do you need?
I don't punch in and I don't read the group text to the point where
I don't
where
read
it
group
literally
text either.
says, "I know Andy's not going to read this." Worst employee.
As long as you know.
I know.
Yeah, that's right. It's all about awareness
I'm
and
reliable.
accountability.
I'm reliable. I'm always there when I'm supposed to be.
We wouldn't know. You don't punch in.
True.
He showed up today.
Carrie McNamara.
Damn,
Sure.
dude. You could have stuck that one. That was
I could have. I'm tired. Shut up, man. Do you guys soak the soda gun every night? If so, what do you soak it in?
Yes, hot water.
Same.
Is that? I just assume that's standard practice, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should be. Keeps the fruit flies away from the nozzle.
Well, it gets all the sugars.
Yeah. But you know what?
Melts it all.
Did soda company ever come in and tell you not to do that because
Yeah.
it screws things up?
They told us, and I just figured they were saying ours was breaking because of it, but it was because they didn't fucking change the filter.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, you guys just don't want to check stuff.
Always our fault.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. We're trying to keep it clean.
Yeah.
No, they want you to take the whole thing apart every night and get a freaking cotton swab and get in all the little holes and all that. I'm like, yeah, you try to get one of my servers to do that. Good luck. We're gonna soak it Overnight.
Get them to soak the guns hard enough.
Exactly.
All right, this is Glenn Witham? Sure. Witham. Recently have had a few requests asking for military discount. Nothing personal, we just haven't ever done it before in the past. Am I wrong if not offering it? Also, then where do you stop? What about police officers, fire department, EMTs, teachers, etc.? Especially this year, I feel like that's
one of the better questions we've had.
That's
in
a,
a while.
that's a
that's
great
a good one.
question.
Yeah.
We do a 10% discount.
I don't know how to be
military?
snide on it.
Yeah, because then you're like a dick.
That's right.
Right.
Like more.
So go ahead, Dan.
So we don't get a lot of first responders. The cops don't come and hang out at Uva Wine Bar. So that's, I mean, I wish they would.
Yeah, but I feel like
So
you'd probably
if
get
you're
like
listening
a
and-
lot
yeah.
of like
But-
nursing medical stuff.
Oh, we get a lot of teachers and nurses, and
Yeah.
we've given away tons of gift cards to them, and and we do teacher appreciation days, and
But do you give them a
nurses.
discount?
Um,
Because then you're right.
we'll
Where do
do
you
like
stop?
an event, like a weekend where we give them a discount or something, but we
But-
can't discount the wine.
I was gonna
Because
say, there's the other
Massachusetts
thing
laws.
is like
Right.
you can't
Right, so we give
discount
them
alcohol.
half-price desserts, or
Right.
or we donate gift cards, and
Yeah, I'm sort of in the same boat. I've been here for 8 years, and being in a business that supports that sort of thing definitely instills you into the community, especially with police and fire. Military. Massachusetts is not like a huge like military state or whatever, but you do get veterans. You get a lot of veterans. You take care of them other ways. I don't know how to regulate that. I don't know.
Yep.
Bringing you military.
I agree too. If
ID.
somebody comes in and says, "Listen, do you do discounts for military?" I'm like, "We don't, but tell me a story or something." If he says, "Oh, well, I blah 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 blah,"
Yeah, right.
I might buy him a drink.
right, of course,
100%.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, to do a discount,
And then is that for
my
the whole family?
my servers can't soak a soda gun. Never mind, figure out how to do a discount.
Right.
then there's
right.
the whole education
Yeah.
factor. Yes,
And that's the thing. I get if you're in a spot where you're familiar and seeing like military IDs. I have no military background myself.
But there's
coward.
places too where you're my son, he lives out in Ridgecrest, California, which is right on a military base, a naval base. So yeah, maybe if I was on that naval base and we were doing discounts, that would be more apt to do
that's
it.
what I mean.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
I almost
Right.
feel like the opposite, because if you're on or that close to a military base, you're discounting everybody at that point.
Yeah, I guess so. So your price is kind of already
Right. So
Yeah.
then you're just going to be raising your prices so that, like those, mattress sales or whatever, where you raise the price to discount at 50%.
Yeah, it's true. The Michael's approach, everything's always 40% off. at
Yeah.
Michael's
Right.
Auction
Yeah,
Craft.
exactly. Yeah.
How is it always 40% off? It
Jordan,
doesn't
do you shop at Michael's a lot?
Yes.
Until you
I do.
get to the register and they go, oh, but not this.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I think you'd probably be better served in doing like a special event.
Yeah.
So like I know, is it Olive Garden? I think on Veterans Day, if you have a military ID, you get free lunch. So it sucks for one day.
Right.
Yeah, right.
But you
make
get-
up
also
for
get
it,
huge PR
because they're
and,
going to come back and be like, "I need more."
Yeah, but it's
of
not
that.
the PR. It's you really want to recognize the people that serve the country.
For sure,
100%,
but I
right.
mean, a little PR
You know,
doesn't
so
hurt
it's-
either,
it's-
Carl.
Right, but you look
No, it
like
never
a hero,
hurts,
too.
but
It is
it's not the
PR.
reason why
You
you should be
look like
doing
a
it.
a hero too.
Yeah,
You know?
it-
I'm always a hero.
Yeah. Well, clearly.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like
Katy
the ultimate
said,
hero.
building
You get the
escape.
requests for gift cards all the time and stuff too.
Yeah.
And then I do the Hops and Hots thing almost every year. I couldn't do it last year because of the pandemic, but that's with the fire department. So that was
Yep.
like our way to kind of do our one big charity event. And
Yeah.
that's the thing, like all these restaurants kind of find their one charity event. And there's a lot of them geared towards first responders in the military and, nurses and teachers and things like that. So I think that's kind of the better way to do it instead of just like I don't know. I see how some places it would work to have a 10% military discount or something like that, or some other kind of discount. But to do one big event and benefit one thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Veterans
do like a
or
give
something.
back or something.
Right, or like a holiday, like Veterans Day, Memorial
Yeah.
Day, stuff like that, and dedicate that one day
Yeah.
to it instead of all day, and it just be this ambiguous, weird thing.
Speaking of heroes, when is the next arm wrestling competition?
Oh, I thought she was talking about me for a second. I'm like, oh my god, thank you for
We were
noticing.
talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
Arm wrestling. When's that
We usually
coming
do it in
back?
January, so
Yeah.
So
we
usually
got some
the week
time to
before the
figure it
So
out.
Super
Uva
Bowl,
will come
yeah.
in last on that again, but that's all right. We like.
Well, I mean, because you're a bunch of women.
Right.
Wow.
Well, that was sexist.
there it
but
goes.
Yes.
Yeah, Michelle.
Did you
would
say that
kick
was
your
sexy?
ass.
All right.
You can
last year,
you can
Shelby.
send your hate mail to Karl Heine.
100%. That's all right. We're not sore losers.
That was a tough pool. That last time we
was.
did it. We had a kid. That,
It is getting
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, you got
progressively
there
more
was some.
into it.
We're gonna have to
runners
figure
in
out some
there.
rules.
Like,
There are a
wait
few
minute.
that.
There was a guy that was legit a professional wrestler. Like, that guy had
All
not
the-
an ounce of fat on his body.
Yeah.
It was like, who the hell? This
Yeah,
guy?
Speaking of which,
there needs to be like you have to have worked there for a year.
He
kind
came
of
out
rule.
like Hannibal Lecter and like
Yeah.
a fucking trailer. They dropped him on the stage, took the mask off, and he just started burying people. He actually lost. He lost to the bouncer from Main Street.
Yeah.
Where did that guy work
Yeah.
from?
3V.
All right.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
fresh
Fresh out-
Italian dude.
Fresh out of prison.
He's a nice guy, but
Yeah.
he was definitely a specimen.
Oh my
for sure.
god!
Yeah, that dude
No,
at-
the
the dude-
bouncer from New World came over to Uva the other day. He's like, "Let me know if I can ever help you guys." I'm like,
Chris?
"That's awesome."
That
Yeah.
guy's a monster.
He is. We love him.
Nicest
Like,
guy.
I'm
though.
like, the only thing you can do is when there's a fight coming out of New World Tavern, just
Send him
direct
out.
him. To
Yeah,
the
yeah,
left.
great.
Just go to the
Right,
left.
yep.
Don't go to the right. Yeah, that's all.
I was standing here waiting for a table the other day, and he walked in the door, and I took a step sideways, trying to get out of his way, and then he just kept like walking towards me, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Listen, you'd
He
go
needs
right
a
between
lot
his
more
legs.
room.
Don't worry
Yeah,
about
I
it.
mean he's
no,
he's a big boy.
He is a big boy. He's a gentle giant, though. I think.
All right.
Yep.
Is it legal to give someone a raise but remove after a couple of weeks because of performance issues? We are in Texas. We don't know what Texas laws are, so we can probably answer from Massachusetts.
I would say yes, that is illegal.
It sounds
it's not illegal.
No.
You can,
That's
You
just
give
shitty.
if you give somebody a raise and then
just
fire him
shitty.
you
for
can fire him, but you can't take away the raise.
Oh, is that what the
Yeah,
question
yeah,
was?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to the podcast, Carl.
I was looking at Katie.
So Steve gave me a $1 raise for doing the podcast, and I showed up.
I
did a
get
terrible
it
job.
now.
Okay. My bad.
Hold on, let me think. I gave you a raise and you suck. Can I take the raise away? I don't think you can.
Yeah.
Unless, and there's
Really?
loopholes.
I mean,
If it's a position,
you wouldn't. 'cause
I mean, you
that's
can
just
do anything you want, but they're gonna quit.
if you gave me a raise and said, "No, you're not just a bartender, you're a bar manager," and then I suck at bar manager, and like, all right, you're back to bartender.
Well, then you're demoting
Then you're
someone.
demoting.
Yeah,
That's a
demoting.
demotion.
Yes, but not a general like, here's a $1 raise, and then wait, now you're slacking off because I gave you the raise you wanted. You're not working as hard as you were for this raise. I don't think you can take it away. I
So
think
what
that's
you're saying is give everyone a title with their raise.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
It's
I think you can do
probably
that.
not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think you can do that. Yep. I think that's really the only way to be able to get away with it. Rank your bartenders.
Take a shift away and then.
Your bar 1, your bar 2, your
Yeah,
bar
there you
3,
go.
and now you went from bar 3 to bar 4 because you sucked again. Now
But I
you're
mean,
back to fourth
Dan's
place.
got another point there. So like, you got a $1 an hour raise. You suck. So instead of 4 shifts, you can now get 3 shifts. Now
Yeah.
you're making less money than you were.
Yep.
Right.
You know, now you gotta work to get that shift back.
See, I don't know. The way it is now, they'll be like, ooh, good, I get another day off.
Yeah.
It's not really a punishment anymore.
Well, honestly, now
in
it's
the summertime, that's a beach day.
Yeah, right.
honestly now, especially downtown Plymouth here, it's like I can't imagine. You guys must be like, "Are you okay? Are you all right? Please don't leave. Please don't leave." I mean,
Yeah.
you have to be like the needy guy in a relationship.
Yep.
Are you mad at me? Why are you mad? What did I do?
To a degree.
Definitely.
I said what I do with my kitchen staff, and
Yeah, because there's at least 2 to 3 posts every single week from someplace downtown that's like, "I need help
Yeah.
ASAP."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all figuring it out.
Yeah.
Shrinking our menus, cutting our schedules down a little bit, and figuring out
Cutting
ways to
hours,
operate.
everything.
Yeah. But you
Yeah,
make it
normally
work.
we would have been open during the summer at 2 o'clock, but I don't have staff that can come in at 2 o'clock too, because
Yep.
they all have other jobs.
Yep.
So we're sticking with 4 o'clock.
Yes.
Yeah, we closed Monday and Tuesday since the pandemic, and I haven't been able to get people in at work. So I
Okay.
gotta stay closed for 2 days a week.
It sucks, but it's kind of funny. You find a way to make it work. Like you just work with those new
Shameless
numbers.
plug: Uva's open 7 days a week.
We're not
days.
to the shameless plug part yet.
Oh,
was the only
guy
all
open
on Monday.
It's
we're not there yet.
that's called last call.
all right.
Last call.
Oh, we're there already. Holy shit.
This is the part of the program where we go around and give ourselves shameless plugs. Now, so let's start with Dan Mahoney.
Oh man, I got nothing in.
You can plug anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
I'm usually the
I
one who
love
gets
it.
burnt in this because then
I know.
like Jordan will
I
like
was
do
just
something
saying
like
that you
super
saw me
sweet.
trying to think
Yeah.
of some stupid stuff.
Celtics just got knocked out of the playoffs. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I wish they didn't make the playoffs.
I know, me too.
I don't know. I want to go see a minor league baseball game, so go see a minor league baseball game.
Oh, the Red Sox just swept the minor
oh.
league baseball team, the Louisiana Balloons.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that post today and I'm like, I don't understand.
I didn't get it either.
This
So
is
I
all-
read the comments. I was like, oh, it's their manager.
Still
No,
don't.
go support local businesses. Now stuff's open. Don't be a dickhead.
Yeah.
It's always a good one.
That's good.
That's a T-shirt for you.
Don't be a dickhead?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great rule. Don't be a dick.
And he was supposed to make me
Or a bitch.
Punxsutawney Phil Day shirts, and he still has.
We've been talking about that. There's stuff in the works there. So there's
All right, Katie, your turn.
Oh, okay. So this weekend we had an awesome bachelorette party, private event at Uva. So it's a great place to do a private event. We book them from 11 to 2 on Saturdays and Sundays. And you get a luncheon and you get the machines all to yourself. It's great for like 20 to 30 ladies probably, or men. It's fine. But we do bachelorette parties, baby showers, wedding showers, all that good stuff.
She's a pro, dude. That was perfect.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Better than Dan's.
She's too fucking good for this podcast, Karl. What did you bring us?
Jesus.
All right, Karl, you're up.
All right, come on down to the New World Tavern. We've got live music, good food, great owner. Come on down.
Did you sell?
I was about to say, it's all relative, right?
You made me stop saying good-looking owner.
Did I make you
only have so many lies on this podcast.
Fact checker.
Right,
You know, let us put up
Fake
on
news.
iTunes.
The computer just shuts down.
Fake news at Bar Talk.
Jordo, what do you got?
I'm going to plug Redemption Rye Whiskey and Grey Whale Gin. We had a promo over the last 3 months that just wrapped up to raise money for the Tomorrow Fund, which is a locally based charity to make kids who have cancer very comfortable. They do things like, send performers to the hospitals, give them video games, bring in animals, stuff like that for these really young kids that are dealing with stuff that we can't even imagine. So we did Grey Whale and Redemption matched our donation, which was $1 from every cocktail made with those two spirits from March through May, and we were able to raise combined with their matching $1,350. Shout out to Finn Paradise. We were talking about the last name Paradise earlier. That is the kid who we did it in the honor of. He's on his 8th chemo treatment for brain cancer right now, and he's crushing it, absolutely crushing it. 3 years old, kid's cute as a button, and all of your efforts in the Tomorrow Fund. Thank you for making sure Finn's battle through this has been as comfortable as possible. And thank you, Redemption and Grey Whale.
I fucking hate going after Jordan. Seriously, every time. But it's June. And so happy Pride Month, everyone, to those in and out. It's Pride Month, so trying to be an ally. And you can email Karl and let him know what an ally is. And
Everybody's welcome.
Plymouth Pride is happening on June 27th at Mayflower Brewery. I don't remember, 11 to 5, I think?
I think I saw 11 to 5.
I think it's 11 to 5. Inebriart will be there. We'll be recording an episode of the Old Colony Cast, Pride Month episode. So come down and say hi. We'll get you on the podcast, and support your LGBTQ plus people. And I think that's it. So thanks for listening. If you want to get a hold of Bar Talk, you can email us at bartalkcast@gmail.com. We're on all the socials at Bar Talk Cast. Send us your comments, suggestions, hate mail. We haven't gotten hate mail.
People
a
don't
long
hate us
time.
Anymore, man. They hate other things.
They really hated you that
Yeah.
one time.
I know.
That one time.
What's to hate?
Oh, he shit all over mixologists.
Mixologists.
Yeah.
I hate the word mixologist.
Someone got a
Turn it
little pissy.
Yeah.
But, thank you for listening. We are getting downloaded all over the world. It's really exciting. We have some new merch. It's not up on the website yet. And Karl has his, but I forgot to bring it for Dan and Jordan today. Sorry, guys. But we have shot glasses and pint glasses.
Boo.
I'll run across the street and grab them for you guys.
Thanks.
So you can they'll be up hopefully soon on the website. So check that out, and hopefully we'll have t-shirts soon for Bar Talk merch. And that's it, I think.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Now, how do I stop the recording? Thanks for listening to today's podcast. You can find us on all social medias at Inebriart or on Instagram at Inebriart6. You can email us at inebriart@yahoo.com. And make sure you listen to the other podcasts on the Inebriart Podcast Network, including Bar Talk, Old Colony Cast, Retro Redoctopus, America's Hometown Horror Podcast, and our newest one, Theme Park Legends, a podcast about working at theme parks. What else? And we'll catch you again next time.